What would it take for Jeremy Corbyn to win the UK election? Prime Minister Theresa May warned voters that if her Conservative Party loses just 6 seats in next week's UK election, Jeremy Corbyn could become head of a coalition government. We decided to go a step further. Using Thesiet Calculator and Bloomberg's UK election tracker, we can find out what would need to happen on June 8 to deliver an upset on election night. Short answer: it's possible, but still unlikely. For Labour to win a majority, the party would need perhaps a 10-point lead, requiring a swing of 8 points since the 2015 election. Since World War I and Litany Blair has pulled off such a feat on his way to a 1997 Labour landslide. What's undeniable is that May's once unassailable lead has shrunk from as much 24 points at the campaign's inception to as little as 5 points closer to the finish line. Polls in the UK have been battered by high-profile misses, most recently the Brexit referendum, which is why we're looking into these improbable outcomes as public opinion vacillates. YouGov poll came out with a new model on Tuesday that suggested the Tories may even lose their majority. Quick take Q&A: what polling swings mean for the UK election? May was looking at a landslide at the start of the campaign. Now she risks doing worse than former PM David Cameron, who won in 2015 with a 6.5-point advantage over Labour. We have taken the polling data and plugged them into a seat calculator to see what it would mean for Labour. Taking the poll THAT&A polls as most favourable to Corbyn from last week, Labour would snatch about 7 seats from the Conservatives, who would still have a narrow majority in the House of Commons and perhaps 90 seats more than Labour. A further 1-point swing to Labour could take us into a hung parliament, the scenario May was conjuring up in a bid to scare voters on the campaign trail. While the Tories would still be the largest party, with around 75 seats more than Labour, May would be just short of a majority in the Commons. But even with the support of the Liberal Democrats, the Scottish National Party, Plaid Cymru and the Greens, described as the coalition of chaos by May, Corbyn would struggle to match May in terms of seats. If Labour can tie with the Tories on 40%, a level of support the party hasn't reached since 1970, Corbyn might just be able to cobble together a bare majority in the lower house. But he would need help from the other anti-Tory groups and possibly Northern Ireland's Social Democratic and Labour Party. Turning the tables on the Tories and emerging with a 5-point lead would still leave Labour short of an overall majority in the Commons, swing calculations suggest. That's because the loss of dozens of Scottish districts to the SNP in 2010 has hurt Labour the most. Our calculator suggests Corbyn would be about 20 seats ahead of the Tories in such an instance, but still some 30 short of the Commons winning post. The numbers suggest Corbyn has an uphill battle to seize the keys to 10 Downing Street, even if Labour's polling numbers improve over the next 9 days.